Okay, number 5, we're going to go on to 24/7 universal thrombectomy access for stroke patients. Well, stroke care in pockets is absolutely fantastic. Mortality rates have decreased, but unfortunately, there are many things that are missing across the country. We're just going to mention one, and that one is 24/7 thrombectomy. A thrombectomy, for those who don't know, is a mechanism of going mechanically into the brain with incredible scans that light up the brain and enable the neurologists and the surgeons and the team to understand how to remove the clot, the pathway. And essentially a catheter is inserted in the groin, and with great skill and dexterity, it goes all the way up into the brain and the clot is removed. Well, people who are paralyzed, can't speak, who are potentially in an end-of-life situation or at the very least significant disability that will follow, they can, following a thrombectomy, in many cases, they can walk out the following day. It's incredible. But only 25% of the country, from what I understand, from the thrombectomy conference I attended, has 24/7 access, meaning they're in the catchment area where if it happens at any time, day or night, they can have very timely access. There's a term within the stroke environment, and that is time is brain. And in this sense, people have got to get to the hospital, be transported to the hospital very, very quickly. In some cases, in some countries, there is mobile units that provide 24/7 thrombectomy. But here we don't have that. It's only done in quite sophisticated theatres. And the irony is the government has provided more funding for the actual theatre equipment, but in many cases, the hospital, such as the Royal Stoke, they have to also provide the funding to actually construct the new theatre, in this case, the second theatre, so that so there is enough availability to cover quite a large catchment area and to do it 24/7 with redundancy. It's very important for redundancy because if people come in, they've got to have that operation straight away within minutes of having a scan. So what's the cost of not having 24/7 thrombectomy in lives? Well, myself and a thrombectomy specialist at the conference did some very routine basic math and or maths, depending on where you come from. And between 3,000 and 4,000 people a year die as a result of that lack of 24/7 thrombectomy. And of course, getting 100% coverage in the country would be very difficult, but the reality is we need to do an awful lot more. And yes, how much will it cost? We don't know. Hundreds of millions potentially, possibly even into the billions. And part of the bottleneck is we need a lot more people trained. There has to be a multidisciplinary team, and they have to be available. So it isn't just about the capital equipment, it's about the training and the upskilling, but we can get there. This is critical. Can you imagine this? And it's not publicized. 3,000 to 4,000 lives annually. So why is this not a reality yet? Well, we need a national strategy. We need the motivation to expand resources and to train more specialists.